Hey guys, so today, FatherFluence. Are you a social media guy where you get stuck on social media? One of the things I get stuck on social media with is tracking certain influencers. Now, influencers are fad-driven sometimes. They're great speakers sometimes. They have great information sometimes. But the fact is that our whole social media system is made up of influencers. Today I want to talk to you about FatherFluence. You being the chief influencer in the life of your wife and kids. Our kids, our wives will be influenced by somebody and some things. So for us, the big challenge is that we step in and we be the chief influencer. Now, one of the ways we have to ask ourselves is, how have we been influenced? Who in our lives has influenced us to the degree that we're categorized as an influencer? In other words, what's brought us to the level of being an influencer? Now, we all influence one way or the other. That's the fact. We all lead one way or the other. We all make disciples one way or the other. But the question is, how are we leading? How are we influencing? And how are we making disciples? If we are not doing that well, if we've been misled or mistaught, or we don't have the knowledge to do it, we won't be a positive influencer in our lives. Here's the truth. Today, our wives, our kids need to be influenced by us. They need the influencing factor of a godly man who loves them, who helps them come along, and who helps them turn and follow the Lord Jesus and build their lives in the same way. People will always influence us. They'll always influence our kids. They'll always influence our lives and our families. Influence comes from everywhere. So today, I want to tell you a couple things about being a great FatherFluence in your life, in the lives of your kids, and in the lives of your spouse, your wife. Now, first, number one is, as a father, I need to be influenced by God Himself. So I have to put the work in. I have to study. I have to understand who God is. I've got to understand the characteristics and nature of God. And that's just a bunch of big words that basically point out, I need to know who God is, why He exists and what He does, and what He's all about. If I understand that, I can move forward and I can influence my family to do that and follow and teach them. If I don't teach them and show them the way, then somebody else will teach them and show them the way. And I want it to be me. I want to be the influencer in my family's life. FatherFluence. Number two, to be a good FatherFluence in your family, the second thing that you have to do is to begin to examine your personal experience with your father. Now, I would venture to bet that more guys, more ladies have grown up without dads than have. And here's what fatherless means. Fatherless means I grew up without a dad who was a godly Christian man, who underfathered or incompletely fathered me, or did not father me at all. So the example is God being a father and Jesus being the example to be a good man. That's number three, is how do I become a good father? First, I become a good son. To be a good son, I have to imitate the life of Jesus. I have to follow Him, learn what He said, why He said it, when He said it, who He said it to. And then as I move forward and begin to imitate Him, as I begin to conform to His image, then I begin to understand who God the Father is. That's the way Jesus did it. That's the way we have to do it. You be the FatherFluence in your family. All right, let's go.